Good afternoon, welcome to another video. Today we're up in Greater London, the outskirts of London. We're in Croydon doing the Croydon Stands Tall Giraffe Trail. At some point I will most likely call one of them a morph, so you'll just have to put up with it when I do that. But we're on George Street, we've just had lunch and we're going to head up this way and find the first giraffe, not a morph. Crikey, it's the invasion of the American restaurants. Popeye's here, Wendy's over there. It's a bit more difficult to film than a morph. Without getting run over by a tram. On this one, similar to the morph trail, there are full-size giraffes. There are also mini giraffes painted by local schools and community projects. And looks like two of them are here in the tram info shop. Annoyingly, because this is a TfL shop, it's closed on bank holidays and we can't get in to see these ones properly. So we'll just have to make do with the view through the window of their behinds. But I recognise the fleur-de-lis there, so I think that's a girl guiding one. I think they're both girl guide ones. The next one just says Southern House, which is this building here. But I think that's the giraffe over there. So we have to go up to this crossing. Having done the morph trail in central London, where they were quite spread out over quite a distance and it took us an entire day, these ones are really quite close together, so hopefully we'll get this done in a little shorter time than the last one. We're finding already these are almost too close together to keep track of. You look round and you can see four of them, trying to work out which one's which. I thought this one was inside the building. It's not, it's a reflection. This one's titled Humanity. Oh, that's why he's got a red head. You're looking for a big morph. See, I've done it already. Looking for a big giraffe.
I've got a shoot.
This must be the 80s one. Yes, like totally 1980s. Some indigenous art. Got his headphones around his neck as listening to a non-specific mixtape. Roller skating. Don't think giraffes can roller skate. Kerry's got the app for this one, so each one has a code on it. You input the code on the app, and then at the end you can get a certificate. So hopefully we'll go find that at the end.
Get lots of rewards too.
Do you? Like local business things?
Yeah, I just have one for Five Guys. This one's taking forever to load. I'll tell you what it is when it's loaded.
Fair enough. This has all changed a bit down here around the station. Last time I was here, none of this existed. Neither did those. The only tower block around here was this weird shaped one that I remember.
I'm not sure.
These two are really hiding. Again, because we've chosen to visit on a bank holiday. There's another two inside a bank we can't reach, but unlike the morphs where they were inside, they were facing outwards, these ones are facing inwards.
You're going to struggle with that one.
I wonder what this one relates to. This is going to be really hard to film the back of now. This is Box Park. There was one of these in central London. They get used as fan zones when there's football on, and then just general sort of social bars, food court, local business parks. It's not football. Well, local retailers. Made largely out of shipping containers. Noisy tram. This one actually is sunflowers. This one textured as well. It is, the insides of the sunflowers are textured. "20" says it's at Ruskin Square, which is there, according to a sign. I think it might be up here. Oh, there's another painted road. I think they're fireworks. This trail is put on by the Croydon BID, the Business Improvement District. So I think the main point of these is to get people to come to Croydon and spend money with local businesses, and the rewards you get on the app for filling in the code certainly suggests that. But they are also in support of Crisis, the nationwide homeless charity. So if you've enjoyed this video and fancy making a donation to them, I'll put the details in the description below. There's a lot of works going on here, so I was worried this one would have disappeared. But we're now around the side of East Croydon Station, and there's an Amazon Fresh. I've not done an Amazon Fresh in-person store yet. Are they the ones where you walk in, take the stuff and walk out and it just charges it to your Amazon account? In which case that sounds like Carrie's idea of hell. She doesn't even like app paying for petrol. This is very detailed. I'm not sure what on this is original and what on this is graffiti. It looks like someone's scribbled on it, but I don't know if that's part of the design or not. I was just saying to Kerry how this one doesn't feel as fun as the London one. I think it's just the sort of general feel of the central London one. Just the general feel of slightly more run-downness of Croydon. And as Kerry said, there's no Tower Bridge or River Thames or other interesting landmarks to see on the way. It's just sort of Croydon. But then I may be biased because I'm local. Oh, poor thing. This one has thoroughly confused a bee into thinking it's a real flower. This one's obviously very realistic because that bee thought they were actual flowers. this one's actually open.
Why no? Ah, thank you. Thank you. Sit down, mommy.
So this one's off on holiday. Got the number for these ones?
Yes.
What did you win?
This one you just get collected into groups,
Fair enough.
and the big ones you get prizes. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know whether at the end you get.
Did you get a prize for completing your group?
Well, to be fair, I did get a prize. I have key rings from
Someone.
who
Presumably
works in
related
the
to it.
hotel.
For a moment there I thought this was another one that had been graffitied. It's got little blue splats of paint thrown at it, but reading the description, this one is Dew the Giraffe. Just talking about how giraffes don't have to drink very often. They get most of their water from the vegetation they eat. So this is showing dew dripping off of vegetation. It is a little bit gruesome. There you go, in the wilder outside realms of Croydon we found a lovely tavern. I'm sure that has a great story to it, but I can't see any plaque on the building. But I'll look it up, and if it has, I'll put it on screen now. It's really nice buildings. The building goes up an awful long way. I wonder if the pattern on it is anything significant or just sort of pseudo-random art. That church gets a bit dwarfed by all the massive tower blocks around it, unfortunately, and the tower crane. Oh, it's half and half. This is St Michael and All Angels with St James. It's a very complicated name of a church. Or churches. Croydon Voluntary Action Resource Centre. It's got extra eyes, that's not creepy at all. It's almost like a giraffe that thinks it's a peacock. And now I would say we're heading down the high street, but it's not really the high street, it's called North End. The high street's at the far end. Bum says Empower. There's one here, this is Puzzle. But there's another one, June the Giraffe, which unfortunately you can only see the head of. Because it's in there, right at the back, and you can only just see its head. Which is such a shame. There are 3 in M&S, but they're not in the windows, so they must be inside somewhere. I had to ask where these were because from previous experience I just knew it would take forever to find them. Oh, I'd like these ones to have a little scene to be in. Another one with the school tie on. I like this one, it's shiny. Gold and silver paint. This one's another half and half one. It's yellow on one half and purple on the other half. But the way they displayed them, it's really hard to see the backs of them. Well, it's really hard to see the far sides of them. They really should have put the one that actually has 2 distinct sides on this end where you can actually see the 2 distinct sides of it, shouldn't they? There you go. Any idea what the dome is? Old temple, possibly? Going into Central first, the House of Fraser. This could be another one where I have to ask. House of Frasers tend to be rather large. As we walk through the jackets and polo necks, and some giraffes appear. In their own little giraffe habitat. Hang on, that giraffe has a panda on it, that's confusing. Oh, lots of animals on it. I like this one, the panda really pops out, and the more you look at it, the more other animals you see. There's an elephant, a rhino, and I think a turtle. Jeffrica. It's the giraffe shop. Kind of nice use of an empty unit. Oh, I wonder if they had them all in there before they put them out. It says a Wild Adventure is coming to Croydon this autumn. So I wonder if they were all placed in there before they were put in their locations. That's possible. This one looks like it's been crying, poor thing. Actually, the detail on this one is really quite fine, some of the stars. Coming down here, we thought we'd seen the next one, but that's a horse ride, that's not a giraffe. There's the giraffe. These look almost like familiar children's cartoon characters, but they're all a bit freaky, a bit creepy. I don't think they are anything specific, I think they're just designed specially for this. Well, designed specially, it's just unique to this. Especially crazy cactus with a moustache. Sorry about the flickering lights.
And we're going to pray this prayer. I need all Christians in the house to pray.
I'm looking for Tutti Frutti. There's it. I do see a church service though.
All Christians in the house, I need you to pray with me. If you feel like you need to move from your chair, I need you to please do it.
This one really is Tutti Frutti, that's a lot of fruits. That is Tutti the Fruits. Name all the fruits. Leave a comment with how many different fruits you can spot. Now we're now heading into Whitgift to get the ones in there. Now, where would I be if I were a giraffe? Because because I would have expected it to be in the middle of this big open area here, but this big open area is not. This way, but probably wrong. Just spotted it round the corner. He's in this open area. Is this Giraffiti? No, this is Concrete Jungle. Another one that looks like it's been graffitied, but I don't think it has. It's all part of the design. Oh, these ones have got some friends. I love the little zebra at the bottom. It's sure it says be kind down the side of it, not be king. That looks a little like it says. Oh, and there's children around the base of that one. Thumbprint children, that's cute. And thumbprints on the top of the base as well. I have no idea where we are in the shopping centre, but we're trying to find W.H. Smith. There's Smith's, and I can see a giraffe. Smith's always look like they're closed for some reason. I don't think it is. They just always look like they are. Ooh, lots of flags. Twiga 1010. I know that's Kenyan.
Oh, no, I did not see that one just there.
There's two of them.
There's two. I did not see that.
This one's got real eyelashes. Well, eyelashes that aren't painted on. I said the last flowery one had realistic flowers. This one really does have realistic flowers. This little bird. That one's beautiful. back at the other end of George Street to where we went out, and we're going to follow this tram down here, and there's another 2 down here. Actually, on my Croydon North Street and High Street ones, someone did mention a record shop that used to be down here, down Middle Street, and it's not there anymore. I can't remember what the name of it was. I'll look that up from my list and add it back on, but it's now the venue here, which is, I assume, a generic music venue. This was apparently the place to be if you wanted to buy music in Croydon in the past.
Hold that boss. She looks like a guy. She looks like a boss.
Different sporting events. This appears to be a giraffe made of giraffes. Giraffe a lot, indeed. All doing different things. Some are singing, some have got glasses on, some are listening to music. This one here is scared of a butterfly. That one appears to be shouting. And its neck is just a combination of all of them. Ah, it has tiny giraffes on its face. How strange. I filmed this previously, but I don't think I did anything with it. For the junction down there, for some reason the actual junction, the bit that moves, is right up here. There. And then the tracks just run side by side for a while before splitting over there. Slightly strange. We are heading for Croydon Minster. I have no idea what a minster is. I know I've heard the word before, usually in association with York, but I'm going to have to look at what a minster actually is, or means. Oh, this is Croydon Minster, it's a church. Well, that's the church hall. The church is over there. This would be the Reeves of Reeves Corner, which is this area of Croydon. Although his portrait's a little bit faded. There's the actual church building. Blue feather there, or leaf. Slightly creepy green eyes.
Almost fluorescent.
Moving on one side, some on the other side. A minster is a large or important church, typically one of cathedral status in the north of England that was built as part of a monastery, e.g. York Minster. So it's just a large church. Surrey Street Market. We've seen this sign right up on the high street, so I'm hoping this goes through, despite what it looks like. But some buildings that are really sad to see them in such a state, actually. They look like really nice buildings. We're heading up onto Surrey Street, and then we're going to head down the actual high street. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 large ones and 3 groups of small ones left to find. And we end up on Surrey Street, where there would be a market, but at the moment there's a giraffe. Another flowery one. I like the fine detail on this one. There's even glitter on the back legs, I think. And I've just realised that the shop behind here, this is Croesus, which they're raising money for. Utah Giraffe Tribe. Follow the big trail around the town. Stand tall with Croesus to end homelessness in Croydon. There's some tiny giraffes down here. But there's also more of them. All through here behind this decoration. This is this must be the tribe they're talking about. I assume they will sell these as fundraisers. So this will be the tribe it's talking about here, the giraffe tribe created by members, staff and supporters of Croesus Skylight Croydon. Very hard to see through the window, but there you go. Never been up here before, so this one will be interesting. Number 8, Gyrosaurus. It's a sort of prehistoric version of a giraffe. The amount of muscle tone painted on that is slightly disturbing for some reason. Not quite sure why. think the next one is just round the corner. Yes, literally just round the corner. Appears to be being graffitied by crows. Oh, I think this is going to spoil my day. Number 40. 4 of them in Croydon Central Library. But the library is closed on Banks Holiday Monday. So I don't think we're going to be able to see any of those.
What time to open tomorrow?
Monday, 10 till Tuesday, 10 till 6.
Maybe I'll come after work.
Maybe. Can we see them through a window? I can't see anything. That's a shame. Let's go around the building and see if they're around the side of the building in a window or something. But I think we may be lost on this one. Yep. I think I'm just hoping against hope. Shame. Well, that is somewhat annoying. We are not going to get to see them all. But, as Kerry said, she might be able to come back and find them. Else, we're just going to have to do a little addendum to this video at some point to add them on. While standing here lamenting about missing out on one of them, Kerry's just spotted there's one right there. That's not the ones that we were missing. The ones we were missing are 4 of the small ones done by schools and community groups that are inside the library. But we will carry on. We will soldier it bravely. I'll sort that another time. This is the butterfly effect. Heading over to Fairfield Halls over here. I'm being very negative that that's probably going to be closed as well, and we're not going to be able to see them. But Kerry's being positive, so we will be positive. I can see people inside, so we might be able to get in there and see the little ones. Where are the doors on the front of this thing? Oh, there, where the labels are. To Weema and Unity. This one's sort of papier-mâché flags and bees.
I think that one's my favourite.
And a load of signatures along the bottom of it.
especially that.
The other two are out here in the Cube Cafe and Bar. One's got tinsel mane and tinsel tail. I think we're going to be able to get in there to see the other side of them, but I don't think that really matters so much on these ones. Yeah. So he's eating a leaf or something. And has a tinsel mane. This is another 50-50 giraffe. Half and half. There's actually some giraffe markings on this one. I don't see where even is this, but it's Croydon Police Station. It just occurred to me that on any of these, there could be something painted right on the top of the head or on the top of the horns, and none of us would see it. And that's exactly the sort of thing I would do if I were an artist. This is a Frisian giraffe. Standing in the grass. Ugh. Someone needs to come down here with a few spare bulbs, I think. That one's better lit. We're on a wild adventure. Or ludicrous, whatever that is. I see it. It's a McKenny Kid giraffe. Now we're going to go inside and find the other one. So this is like a sort of board game cafe, I think. Sort of a board game cafe bar, I think. Be playing chess. Gerald. We're now heading down the high street towards South Croydon, Purley Way. And actually, I'm not going to film much of this because I have a separate video of this where I did a slow TV. So if you want to see what this looks like, click the link in the corner, I'll have a link in the description. And you can see the whole of the high street in glorious real time. Well, these shops have been boarded up since last time I was here talking about glorious real time. I swear there were shops in there. This is one of these ugly old buildings that they've tried to turn into high-spec apartments with amenities, but it's still like an ugly concrete building. We're now with the giraffe out front. Back legs a little bit Ziggy Stardust. This is Gingiraffe. This looks very similar to the morph that was in, which market was it? Yes, the morph in Spitalfields Market. It's a gingerbread morph. I wonder if it's the same artist. Southend, not the place Southend-on-Sea, this is the road name, this is Southend. So you've got Southend, then turns into the High Street just up there, and then turns into North End, because, you know, we invented it like that. Well, we managed to find all the giraffes apart from the 4 small ones in the library that we couldn't because they were closed. So we're going to attempt to come back another day and get those. So if we do, we'll have that now. It's a couple of weeks later and I am back in Croydon. Today it is a weekday lunchtime. So I'm going to go and try and find all those giraffes that were indoors and try and film them from inside to get a better view of them. So we'll see how this goes. So first up, we're heading to HSBC to find the one that was right at the back of the bank where we can only see its head. And next up to the library to get those last 4 that we couldn't get on the day. I see them. Thankfully, they're just on display in the atrium, so you don't need a library card to go see them. All of these are the same on both sides, except this one, which has something slightly different on the other side. So make sure to check that out when I show the other side of them all in a second. While I was passing, I also popped into the Cube Bar at Fairfield Halls to check out the other side of these 2. And then on to the first ones we struggled to see properly. Front of these ones.
You've got a balance of -22, you've got £100 transfer after you until the end of play today.
Yeah, I want to start from tomorrow for a week.
And then over the road to the car. Just done that. Right, well I think now we've got all of them. So I'm going to head back home, and with Kerry we're going to put the final code in the app and see what it does when you find them all. This 3D screen is cool. Or at least it looks 3D in person. I don't know how it looks on camera. So after finally getting to the library during opening hours and managing to see the last set of drafts, we've now got the final code for the app. It looks like we've got 4 left, but that's because there's 4 drafts in the library. So 1047.
1047.
Yes. I'm expecting like fireworks. You get little bits of fireworks.
You do. And you get like a present. It looks like a box.
The last thing I'd forgotten about was to get our actual certificates. So we went back to the Whitgift Centre to find the visitor information booth, and I sent Kerry off to go and get our certificates. We just had to show that we had completed all the drafts in the app, and she read out a couple of certificates for us. What did you get?
I got 2.
Got 2?
Yeah.
Oh, one each?
So you got 2. So you got a red one and a green one. But there was a yellow one as well, but I chose the red one and I got you the green one.
Yay!
But she did ask me if I'd seen the secret giraffe that didn't have a code.
No.
And I said no. I said, to be fair, when we did the actual trail, we didn't see anything.
Where's that then?
I don't know. She
Did you
didn't
not say?
She didn't say. Didn't say.
So, with the mystery of a secret giraffe being dangled in front of us, I think we'll finish this video here. If you want to go and see the giraffes, if you want to go and try and find the secret giraffe, at the time of publishing of this video, you have 1 week left. They are in Croydon until the 27th of October. After that, there is a farewell weekend in the Central Shopping Centre. That's on the 11th and 12th of November. And then after that, on the 22nd of November, there's a charity auction where all the giraffes will be auctioned off to raise money for Crisis. So that is the main important point of this. If you've enjoyed this video and if you have some spare cash and you'd like to donate to Crisis, check the URLs on the screen and you can donate there, and that will make a great change to the lives of people suffering from homelessness. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please like, subscribe and all that, and there will be more videos coming in future weeks.